Sometimes you work hard for things, and sometimes they're given as a gift. The Cherokee knew this portion of the river as a Geekwa. And while there's some debate over the meaning, to Brian and I, it was an unexpected gift.
It's just a beautiful day. If you've never done this kind of trip, you can't just go out one night and get into the rhythm. You gotta do a few days. Find your campsites like this. I've got this giant cliff on the side of the bank. I'll show it to you. You can see that. Doesn't come up real good on camera, but there's tall bluffs and cliffs and kind of a fog hanging in the mountains. Personally, I like getting up about 6 on my solo trips. Packing everything down, I can do that in probably 10 minutes without trying to hurry too much. Make a quick breakfast and maybe a coffee or something. I like to get on the river early because I just love the morning. But we ran pretty hard the last few days, so Brian's earned a little sleep. And there's nothing wrong with sitting here and just enjoying the morning, taking it in from the bank. It's beautiful.
The temperature was perfect, and the breeze was just right. And while Brian slept in his hammock, I decided to make a little breakfast on my rock covered with moss and take in the morning. I couldn't put my finger on it at the time, but there was a certain feel to the trip that we hadn't felt yet. We had made it through Section 9. We had conquered the beast. Now, we didn't know what to expect. As I sat and enjoyed the morning, one thing I was not hearing was the siren. As we finished packing up and the sun came over the ridge, we had just decided we were going to take this day as it came and enjoy it. And that's about the time we first started hearing her song. It wasn't the siren, it was the river herself. And as we peeled out into the current, with the sun at our backs, we knew this was going to be a special day. We just didn't know how special. It's Brian's birthday today. Happy birthday, Brian.
Thank you. Thank you.
29 again.
Again.
Just like me. We made it through all that stuff yesterday. We figured we needed to do that before he got old and turned 29 again.
Yep.
But fantastic night's sleep. Great camp. A little extra action last night going back into town, but hopefully it was worth it for you guys and myself. But onward. And so on Brian's 29th birthday, the river sang us a very special song. This would be the most beautiful day of paddling either one of us had ever experienced. The song of the river is not like the song of the siren. It's hard to explain if you've never heard it.
And if you ever do hear it, there's one thing for certain. You will never forget it. You can hear the mountains and the water and the rocks and the trees themselves cry out. You just have to listen. A blanket of golden sunlight covered the whole earth, and we left civilization behind, and seemingly also time. We were heading into a very special place. We were caught somewhere between time flying by and wanting time to stand still. We kept saying, why hurry through paradise? Seeing the steeper mountains ahead, I knew we were heading into Paint Rock, an area that was sacred to the Cherokee and a vital travel corridor. Having never been here before, I wasn't quite ready for what I was about to see. We took a small channel down the right side of the islands. It was a nice contrast to the big river we had been on, and a reminder of where we started from. And as we drifted out from around the last island, we found ourselves at Paint Rock. And creation itself was singing us a song. It was a gift fit for a king.
Here we are on Paint Creek, Cherokee National Forest. Got these cliffs, they have all these little pictoglyphs on it. And we went up this creek a little bit, got some fresh water. Stunning in here. Can't wait to get around the bend on the river because it looks like these things go on for a little while, so really pretty.
Henry David Thoreau once said, "It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see." We poked around the area a bit and looked at the pictographs on the rocks. We saw the beautiful little creek spilling into the French Broad. And what I was looking at was not mountains and rock. I was seeing history. And there's a certain majesty that a truly wild place will let you feel. It doesn't matter if you're on top of the world, or in the middle of it, or just a few hours from home. It's like that river song that you just have to listen for. Sometimes you just have to see it. And with one last look back at this historic and sacred landmark, we pointed our boats downriver. And we didn't paddle much or say much. We just listened to the river's song. As we continued down the river, we started seeing small signs of civilization. Sadly, this meant we were leaving Cherokee National Forest. We saw the big famed white bridge ahead, and we knew that somewhere close by was a place called Falls, a dangerous ledge we needed to look out for. In the river, intent on giving Brian a fantastic birthday, showed us an osprey catching a fish and an eagle flying down the river harassing it, trying to steal his catch. It was a first for Brian, and it's always a fun thing to watch. This time, the osprey gets away and keeps his fish. The river just wouldn't quit. As we paddled on through the early afternoon, our minds started turning to food. A quick look at the map suggested the little town of Del Rio may offer some. We just had to paddle this big, long left turn till we saw a bridge.
All right, we're coming up on Del Rio. See the bridge? That was a long left turn. We've been turning left for about 2 miles, looking for this bridge. We thought it wasn't going to come. So there's a town up here, and I see the...
You don't know how much of a town.
Don't know how much, but I see there's a post office, so I'm thinking there's probably a gas station. That's all we're looking for, just a way to get out of the river and a gas station. We're thinking some lunch and a cold drink.
Cold drink sounds good.
And if that doesn't happen, we'll eat whatever we got and keep on moving. But we are coming into Del Rio. Well, we are under the bridge in Del Rio. Got a little bit of a current, but I think we'll be able to find a little place to land the boats here. It looks like kind of a cultivated path of some sort in the middle of all the kudzu. So I'm gonna go for it, see what happens. Ooh, been in the boat for a while. Here at J&S Mini Mart, the air conditioning feels good. Got a couple ham sandwiches coming. So yeah, we got us a big old sandwich and a cold drink. And I put some M&Ms in there too, so we're gonna eat like kings today. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. That's a good ham sandwich right there. It's cold, crispy lettuce. Just the right amount of everything. Doesn't get any better than this. Here we are in Del Rio, living the river gypsy life. Got a gas station sub, soda and M&Ms. Can't be better. Under the bridge here with our boats. Probably take another 10-15 minutes to eat up and then paddle to the water. Beautiful day.
Leaving Del Rio, we had one thing on our minds: making sure we did this ledge up ahead the right way. Getting a tip from a raft guide in Hot Springs, we were told to stay out of the center. that maybe you could run it on the left or the right. But the locals in Del Rio told us to stay away from the left, maybe run it in the center. I was going to place my bet on the raft guide. One thing was for sure, with conflicting information and not sure where this ledge was, I was going to put my own eyes on it and make my own decision. Each time we came to a horizon line, we wondered if this was it or not. We started to wonder if there really was a ledge up here, or if people were just being overly cautious. We finally found it. It's a place called Falls. And at high water, this could be a death trap. Today, it was a nothing rapid. Best run on River Right. And with that behind us, we just relaxed into the afternoon, hoping for a few more good rapids. Brian, still paddling aggressively, boofs the rock on the ledge on the right. It was an awesome move. He's a different paddler now. He's looking for the hero lines and going for it. He's having fun. And that's what this day had become to both of us. Pure fun. Then we hit a wave train that reminded us of our trip to the new river. Just water, no rocks. Pure fun. Brian was feeling it. And in his next hero move, I see a giant hole ahead on the left. I signal for him to follow, and I skirt the hole on the right side. It's a big one. I look back and see the bottom of Brian's boat as he boofs this one too. I almost couldn't believe it. I gave a quick glance back, knowing soon I wouldn't be able to see those mountains, as there were none ahead. And one more fantastic wave train. And with that great rapid, we literally paddled right out of the mountains. And with the sun getting low in the afternoon, we set our sights towards camp. One side of the bank or the other seemed to be lined with rock bluffs. There were plenty of islands ahead. We figured we'd find something. But each time we found something that might work, there was a house nearby. We started to wonder if this was going to be another challenging evening. One thing we were trying to do is stop soon enough to keep enough rapids between us and Douglas Lake so as to block the motorboats from being able to reach where we were. If we continued too far, we would lose our solitude. But we were struck by the beauty of this place yet again. So we just sat back and drifted and listened to the river sing. What we didn't know was this was going to be Brian's birthday song. And then she gave Brian his birthday gift.
I'm down. When are we going to be here again? That would be the world's coolest campsite, Brian, if we could make it work. Bro, I think we can make it work. All right, 5:30. Hubbard time.
We probably could have, if we pushed, we could have made it to the truck.
Absolutely.
But then that would put us on the road late at night and in Burlington and
Yeah.
home and all that. It'd be too late. So we figured let's be safe and prudent.
And we don't want to rush through paradise.
True. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and find us a place for the night, get up early in the morning, and we'll strike out. So
Yep.
we think we've found
Well,
a place to stay.
there's been some houses. We found a couple beaches. Like you said.
There's always a house overlooking them.
And you know our normal style, a nice sandy low slope beach, perfect trees, river birches if possible, willows, sycamores. That's our style.
So
this only has 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. It might be the same trees on it.
it's got a little sand.
It's got a little sand.
It's got a bunch of rocks.
It's got big rocks too.
Yeah, big.
And it does have a nice view of the setting sun, and in the morning it'll have a nice view of the rising sun. So I'm thinking we're going to take it, but let me walk you up this way. This is the upper deck
Yeah, this is
to the campsite.
This kind of living room.
Bunkhouse is downstairs by the water.
Chairs up here.
Chairs up here, cooking station, drying station. Kind of do it that way. Nice sand bottom here. And we'll keep going a little further. Kind of go back here. Excuse me, guys. We'll walk through the kitchen. Kitchen staff working, preparing meals. And this is kind of like the back den. Kind of sit back here and, oh, what's that? Shelter. Rock shelter. It's almost like a cave, isn't it?
It is.
It's almost like a cave.
Yeah.
Let's go a little further. Maybe I'll just step up here and... Oh, it's getting tighter. Oh, what we got here? It is a cave. River Kings, baby. The thing that drew us to this spot is I heard the gurgling. There's a little
there's a little cave with a spring running out of it. Crystal clear water. So I'm going to jump over this little gap here, or swim over it, and go up in there and check that out. And got some whirlpools happening over there with the crazy eddies. But that's what drew us to the spot to begin with, and we looked up in there and saw the cave. We may have just bopped on by if we didn't hear it. But let's go see what happens here. Oh, that's cold. Oh my goodness. That is cold jack. Oof, look at this thing. That's about the coldest water I've been in the lower 48. That's pretty sweet. Ain't gonna be drinking any hot water tonight. All right, the last water we got was from Paint Creek, and over there in Cherokee National Forest. It was pretty good.
It was
good water, cold, but bro, we found a water cave right next to the campsite, which is right there. This is what drew our attention to it. I heard the gurgle and I looked. I said, man, there's water coming out of that cave. And we looked up and said, look at that place up there. So this is what drew our attention to it. We're going to go in here. Got my headlamp on, and we're going to. Wow, it's cold. Woohoo! We're going to get our water from in here. You can see Brian back there. Woo! Oh, look at this.
Man, it hurts your feet.
Yeah. Man. Little sponge mat. Ooh, it's cold. I see my breath in here. Air conditioning, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo. There's our water for the night. Coolest thing ever. I don't know if that's shining at all in there. But creek coming through the cave. Dripping crags everywhere. Pretty sweet, ain't it, Brian?
Never seen anything like it.
There's the way back out. Number one rule of survival, never enter a cave. Oh, never enter the cave. That's right.
Unless you have one.
This is pretty sweet. Let's see where we're going a little bit, if you can see that. That hurt. Yeah. That's about the end of the road for me. Because that looks like work trying to squeeze through, and I gotta eat dinner. Well, maybe I'll go a little further. I'm squat walking. Starting to be able to stand up now. But well, that's pretty sweet. And then back down to camp here. Hey Brian, you in the kitchen making up some water?
Yeah, just sterilizing a little bit.
Hey, what do you want to eat for dinner? Maybe lasagna?
I think lasagna is the meal of the night.
Lasagna it is. Can't beat it, folks.
And late in the evening, on his 29th birthday, we were looking at the cliffs, and we almost didn't see it. It was the best gift yet. A chance for Brian to live out one of his childhood dreams. To be floating down a river and discover a cave and sleep in it. We were 13 again. If only for a night.